our herds of cattle climbed into the mountain meadow just as the sun began to warm the earth. And there I see them, 3 troops of women dancers, one led by Autonau, the second by your mother Agave, and the third by Aino. They were all asleep, totally relaxed, some leaning back on pine boughs, others laid their heads on oak leaves on the ground. They had let themselves go in a sensible way, not as you said, sir, intoxicated by wine and flute, not running off by themselves in the woods for sex. Your mother leapt to her feet, wide awake, with a shout of ecstasy. Bacchae all around her. She'd heard the longhorns mooing. The others shook cozy sleep out of their eyes and sprang upright in close drill. An amazing sight. Young and old, unmarried girls too. First they let their hair down to their shoulders, and those who had loosened their fawn-skin garments hitched them up and belted the spotted skins with snakes that licked their cheeks. Some of them cradled young gazelles or wolf cubs and gave them white milk for them to suck. These were the ones who had just given birth, and their breasts were swollen, their babies left behind. All crowned themselves with ivy, oak, and flowering vines. One took her thyrsus and struck a rock, and water leapt out, pure as dew. Another set her staff in solid ground, and the gods sent her a fountain of wine. If anyone was thirsty for a drink of milk, she scrabbled her sharp fingers in the earth, and it came, spurting white. Sweet streams of honey, too, came dripping from the ivy-covered wands. And all in all, if you'd have been there and seen these things, you'd come praying to the God whom you condemned. Then we got together, cowherds and shepherds, who shared our stories, words clashing. We told each other the awe-inspiring things they did. And one man spoke up, a drifter, who had practiced the art of words in town. Hey, all of you who live up here in the sacred mountain, wouldn't you like to hunt down Agave, yank Pentheus' mother from the Bacchic dances, and earn some favors for the king? We thought he had spoken well, and so we laid in an ambush, hiding in the bushes. And they, at the appointed time, spun into a Bacchic dance, shaking the thyrsus and crying Aeacus to the thunderboard child of Zeus, all with one mouth. And the entire mountain danced for Bacchus, wild beasts too, all racing into motion. By chance, Agave's leaping brought her next to me, and I sprang out. I meant to capture her, and I gave up the ambush where we were hiding. She raised a shout. Oh, you running dogs of mine, these men are hunting us. Now follow me, follow. A thyrsus is a weapon in your hands. So we were the ones who ran away, to escape being torn apart by the Bacchae. And they attacked our livestock as they were grazing on new grass, no sharp weapons. But you'd have seen one woman tear apart a young cow with her bare hands. It was bellowing. Its udder was swollen with milk. Others ripped grown cows to pieces. You'd see ribs and feet hurled every which way, hooves flying, pieces hanging in the pine trees, smeared with blood and dripping. Bulls in all their pride stumbled headlong. They once had rage tossing on their long horns. Now more hands than you can count pull them down, young girls' hands, and strip off the flesh that covered them, faster than the king could wink an eye. Then they took off like a flock of birds and raced to the fields below, along the river Asopus, where Thebes grows bumper crops of grain. 2 villages, Hyceae and Erythrae, are settled there, beneath the heights of Mount Kithaeron, and the Bacchae fell on them like enemies on a rampage, tore the towns to shreds, stole children from the houses, put booty on their shoulders, and even though they did not tie it down, nothing fell to the dark earth, not bronze, not iron, and the fire they carried in their hair never singed a curl. The village men were in a rage at being plundered by the Bacchae. They grabbed weapons, and then, sir, it was a terrible thing to see. The men could not draw blood with their javelins, but the women hurled the thyrsus and injured them so badly that they turned tail and ran. Women over men. Only a god could make that happen. Then they returned to where they had begun their dance, to the springs that God had opened for them, and washed off the blood, while the snakes licked every drop clean from the skin of their cheeks. This God, your majesty, whoever he is, you'd better accept him for our city. He has a great power other ways, but above all, I've heard it. He's the one who gives wine to ease our pain. If you take wine away, love will die, and every other source of human joy will follow.